Welcome everybody, Wine and Wellness Podcast, episode number 2. I'm sitting here with one of my really good friends, known for way back, let's just say high school days, playing basketball at Booker T. Washington, Mr. Antonio Royster. He's the man for with ESquared. He's the man with first class events around town here in Pensacola. I can't say enough about this guy right here, man. If you know him, you know him. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, brother. Yeah. Happy to be here. Always good to see you.
Wonderful, man. Yeah, I appreciate you for coming in and doing the podcast with us and just sitting here and having a few drinks. You know, we're just gonna have a drink. We're gonna just do a little wine and wellness, as they say, but not wine, more like a little spirit cocktail type of thing. But
that men thing.
Exactly.
So we're here,
yeah.
And let's get the day going by saying and speaking on you and your accomplishments. Since you want to kind of slide me in, John is the one who can always call on me and ask about anything because I know where his heart is. So you know, when it comes down to seeing the name John come across my cell phone screen, you know, I always know it's something.
Yeah.
You know, it's either I'm checking on you, it's either you know, I got some ideas, and I'm always eager to hear what they're about. So you know, kudos to you and your establishment and your movements and your continued success is what I call it. You know?
I sure appreciate that, man. Same thing. Likewise. You know, it goes both ways.
That's right.
Man.
That's right.
It goes both ways.
Man, I know the hat you got on right there, man. You tell me a little bit about it.
Oh, so another one of my things I do here. So Pensacola Heritage is a business here that I have. I also have a Pensacola Heritage title. It's a title company where you do closings. You know, you have if you have a refi, you have any kind of thing that you have going on real estate wise, we can help you out with it. So at the end of your process of your home buying, you are closing with somebody, and it's a title company. So title is pretty much what that is. So Pensacola Heritage Title is the title company.
Your new venture.
It is, and man, it's the only black-owned title company, the first black-owned title company here in Pensacola. Licensed title agents, you know, I had to get licensed, man, and that's I'm gonna just tell you, I had to go back to school for that. that was an ordeal, brother. I mean, we had to go down to Tampa twice, man. You know, so it's back to back going down to Tampa to learn. So, but I enjoyed it. And you know, I know so much more now, you know, naturally because I went down there. But real estate is a different beast. I mean, I'm drinking wine one day and then I'm not showing houses, but going through people's documents, telling them where to sign at for their house next, and it's surreal sometimes, brother. It is.
I love it though, man. You know, that's that behind the scene work that people don't be knowing about.
No, not at all.
You know, you'll think something like that is easy because real estate is not easy by itself. So you're the final destination, you know, before the moving on process of a home buying, you know, which is stressful, you know, for people at times, man.
It can be.
Yeah. So you make it easy for them by saying, hey, this is what you need, this is what we got to do. Hey, we're almost there. Stay encouraged, and boom, next thing you know, people are in their home.
That's true.
So, That's true. Congratulations on that again.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Definitely. Man. I really do. Well, give me a little bit about what you got going on here coming up this month with ESquared or first class events. I know you got something popping off here. It's October, Halloween, something going on.
Yeah. ESquared, man, is it's our baby. Mm-hmm. I say that because we're always willing to. The statement is engage, educate, and empower. So it's 3 E's. So either we're going to engage with one another, or we're going to educate, or we're going to empower. I think that's important when it comes down to growth, because it's things that we didn't have growing up. So that's the motivation behind all of that is getting out there and letting people know that you're not alone, or that you're not the only one who have went through this. And so we're always in and out. You might hear about some things, and some things we're behind the scenes on. Right. Which I feel like is important for both ways. I know people say, you know, you shouldn't video this or you shouldn't take a picture of that, but if it's going to motivate more people, if it can potentially motivate one that can motivate millions, then you do what's necessary. But I understand both ways, you know. First class events, you know, that's my baby as well. You know, shout out to my partner Scotty, man. we really put in a lot of work behind the scenes with that. You know, anytime you hear first class events, you know there's no corners being cut.
I like it.
We're going to put all into it. We're not going to go cheap on you. We're going to come with fire because we want you to have a great experience. First Class Promotions, you know, is the group that helps push people. We're always willing and ready to see people win. So if you see First Class Promotion, might be an event going on every Sunday, which we do Kickback Sundays. We might team up with a radio company and help push their new brand that's coming out. You know, we want to see people win, so we allow people to send us pictures and flyers, and we'll push it out for them. And to be honest with you, if you're local, there's no charge. But and that's the First Class deal. Let's Talk About It Production is my other brand. That has a lot to do. That's under the ESquared cap.
Got you.
You got ESquared, you got Let's Talk About It Production, but under Let's Talk About It is the men's outlet, is the kids' outlet, it's the outlet period. I mean, if you think about outlet, you have to plug in to charge up, correct?
That's true.
So sometimes men, like we're having an outlet session right now.
Yeah.
You know, we're plugging in, we're charging up each other. And I think the more that we do that as men, the stronger we can become.
Man, I like it. I like it. I like it all.
And you know,
that's why I got this guy here, man. Y'all don't understand the energy that he brings to me. Like, I was coming down, I was going through some emails and stuff, and I knew he would charge me up. So I love it, bro.
That's what we do for one another.
Yeah.
We sit, when we're able, because we're both busy, we sit down and talk for hours at times, man. And sometimes that's needed. We as men feel like we're so busy because we're trying to hold the camp down. We're trying to make business work. We're trying to keep business going. We're trying to be a father. We're trying to be a friend, uncle possibly. You know, we have a lot of different brands under our one cap as man.
That is true.
And I look at you, man. I don't know how you stay in the gym with all this work you got going on, man.
Man, we gonna get to that.
Yeah, I ain't lying.
We gonna get to that because I have a reason why I'm in there the way I am.
Okay.
I mean, I want to say it's the glamour, all that glisten and all that stuff. and look, man, no, man, it's not. It's really just one word to just kind of de-stress.
That's right.
It relaxes me. It actually puts me in another mind frame, and it gets me going. It really does.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what cycling does for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm down or if I'm feeling some type of way, a little frustrated, maybe a heated conversation because neither party are listening to one another,
Right.
you might need to take off for a minute.
Yeah.
And what better thing to do is, something that improves you, lifts you up, encourages you. It makes you push harder.
That's it.
So, kudos to that. And every man should have that itch.
Yeah.
Whether it's working out, whether it's cycling, whether it's going to play tennis or I'm going to take a walk. Whether it's I'm going to Casks flights to have a drink because I know my favorite bartenders behind the bar and they relate to me.
Exactly.
It's simple things.
Just like that. Just like that. Yeah. Well, man, listen, we're going to delve into it. Look like we already started this talk. So, everybody, this topic for today is about men, honestly. Are you okay? Let's talk. So, we're gonna jump right into it. Let me ask you this. With men, one of the hardest thing to do is to open up. We find that we supposed to, some men, they grow up in an environment where they don't talk much and they don't let out their real feelings. So how do you open up that conversation? How would you open up that conversation to a man about maybe having a talk, having this type of dialogue?
Man, I'm such an open book, and 90% of people are not like that.
Yeah.
90% of people, man, that's a strong number when you think about how many people we have in the world. 90% of people, they have a mask over their face. They hide their pain. They mask their pain so people won't know, hey, I'm going through it again. Or, for some men, I'm going through the same situation in my relationship, or work is not going the same. And, you hold that in because I don't need nobody knowing that I'm going through. I want people to think I'm okay, I'm all right. I don't want people asking me 1,000 questions. And most of the time it's because you're not getting a positive feedback. You're not getting corrective criticism put into your life.
Gotcha.
That word right there is very strong when it comes down to people being okay with you telling them about you.
Yeah. I got you.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is.
You know, John, I ain't like the way you did this and did that last night. Well, I thought I did a good job, you know,
right.
And all of a sudden I get defensive instead of me listening to understand what they're trying to tell me.
Right.
I'm listening to respond. And I think, man, a lot of times we don't hear, I'm listening to you, brother. Talk to me. It's more like, I'm going to give you a response off what I've been through. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but we get closed-minded sometimes on understanding if this brother needs me to just listen to him or does he need a response.
Exactly.
Because sometimes I might come to you and I just want to vent.
Yeah.
And you might hug me and say, brother, you know it's going to be all right. And I just needed to talk and not leave, and I feel a lot better. But how do we open up the doors to be comfortable with that? To answer your question, I open up about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certain things that could be going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I have many things going on in my life now. And people are thinking, you know, Antonio has it all together, you know. I mean, they just got the perfect life. There's no such thing as a perfect life. We're all imperfect people.
Exactly.
And we have to be okay with understanding that John doesn't think like Antonio. Mm-hmm. Antonio doesn't think like Billy over there. Billy doesn't think like, you know, Chico. You know, right. Chico might think differently, but it's okay. That doesn't mean we can't sit down and talk and be open with some of the things we have going on.
Yeah. So you saying that with that, some men may feel like they leaves them vulnerable.
Yeah.
It leaves them open, and men, they naturally may not want to show any vulnerability, weakness, as some would say, or something like that. But is it actually a weak thing?
To me, it's not, but in people's eyes, it is. Some women's eyes, it is.
Yeah.
So if I'm vulnerable to a woman and she just disregards everything I say to her and don't give me any feedback, that leads me nowhere. If she gives me the feedback that I didn't need to hear right then, it leads me nowhere. Yeah. You know, so how do we understand what somebody's going through? So if I can't be open with a woman, how the heck am I be open with a man?
Hey, yeah.
You know, and most of the time the women are there to, you know, comfort us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's no such thing as a man can't comfort a man.
Right.
We can talk, we can chill, we can hug each other. It's okay for me to tell you I love you. I think I've told you many times we got to find I love you, brother.
Absolutely.
We have to be okay with that because I've said that to some of the men in my group,
mm-hmm.
and they don't know how to say it back.
Man, you know what? And I'm gonna just touch on something, and it's a personal experience with that, and it just kind of goes into another aspect of the actual podcast that we're gonna get to, but just off a personal experience, growing up, if you rarely heard "I love you," then you don't say it. I'm a product of that. Like, I didn't hear it a lot, so me getting off the phone saying it now, it's not hard. It's just, it feels a little weird.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, because I growing up, I didn't never really say that. You know, my mom and dad, I know they love me,
right,
but it wasn't like every time, okay, I love you, hey, goodbye, I love you, you know, or something like that on the phone. It wasn't none of that. It was always bye.
Damn.
So me having to deal with that and grow up with that, what changed me, I would say, is me having kids. I wanted to show them another way other than what I had. So it was, hey, I love you. I wanted to make sure they knew it because, you know, and it's no fault, no slack against my parents. They were great. You know, they good. I mean, you know, pops good, mom's good. You know, they always good. Right. It's just, you know, it was a different way. You know, but you never know what your parents had to go through.
That's right.
You know, maybe they didn't hear it enough.
That's right.
And that's how the cycle continues. So you got to break that.
That part, let's zero in on that part.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the cycle continues. So if I'm raising kids my whole life and I think I'm doing this thing right, you can't tell me I did it wrong.
That's it.
I did what I could.
Right.
So I had bad credit at a young age, but I was never taught about credit. Did that make my mom a bad mom?
No.
She can only teach me what she knew. So that cycle has to be broken. that's what E² comes in at. As my personal push is the cycle needs to be broken. I had to learn some things on my own. I went through the wildfire trying to get it right. If I can help another person not go through that, then that's what I'm going to do. So I make that a happy job. I was just on vacation. The young lady, she asked me, we were talking about purpose, and she said, "What's your purpose?" I said, making an impact and helping people. And she just kind of like nodded her head, and that's what I'm going with. So as we continued the conversation, she started pouring into my son. So you see how the positivity kind of rolls from one person to the next. So we can pass a lot more positivity along. It can rub off on another person. Absolutely. And that's kind of like what we go off at. Speaking on what you're speaking of, why is it so hard for the man to open up?
Man, I think, with me, I think it's the vulnerability of it. I really think they don't want to feel like they don't want to show that emotion. They don't want to show that different side of them. And it may very well be like what you were saying, is that a lot that they got going on. Mm-hmm. They rather bottle it, try to see if they can handle it, if they can take care of it without talking to people and not having to get that feedback or that criticism, not knowing that everybody's going through something.
And that makes people more angry.
Exactly.
You're making yourself angry.
It makes you more angry because you don't know how to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And you in your mind, you in your space to where you like, man, I just can't get this. I can't wrap my mind around why this is happening to me, why this keeps happening to me. If you just open it up to somebody that probably has been through a similar situation, guess what? You can work it out together.
That's right.
We can work it out together.
That's right.
But it all comes from opening up. And so when opening up, you may open up to your wife.
Right.
You may open up to your boys. Or if you want to keep it inside, it's always somebody that you can go to, and that's the Lord above.
That's right.
You can always talk to him about anything.
That's right.
You bring anything to him, and he'll work it out for you.
God will guide you.
Yeah.
Where you need to go. You try to do the right thing, be a good person. He sees you trying, he will see your efforts.
Right.
And he will guide you where you need to go, even if he guides you to another individual.
That's true.
So a lot of times we surround ourselves with a circle that can't help you grow. And that's deep, because if I can't go around a brother and pour out to him and he not be okay with saying, "Hey, I don't think I can help you with this situation."
Yeah.
That's just being honest.
Yeah.
I would respect that. I can't help you with this situation, rather than you just blurting some stuff out. So you have to pay attention to your surroundings and really put yourself in the room with some people that doesn't mind pouring back into you.
Right. That's true.
Because we all need that.
Yeah, exactly.
We all need that.
You're right about that, man.
Casks fights come in handy for me sometimes.
Hey, it does. This is I'd call this the consulate. You can come down here, talk to people. You got a wide range, different demographic. You never know, but when you come in here, it's a happy place. Yeah. You can come in here and sit by yourself if you want to. Bring your people in. Have your drink. Yeah. Everything.
That's right. That's right.
Let's talk about it a little bit. Let's interject here for a minute. Let's talk about what you got in your cup over there.
Man, I'm on some good Don Julio.
Don Julio?
Tequila.
Yeah.
That's what I prefer to drink. Second is Patron. Because I know how to handle it and it knows how to handle me.
Hey, that moderation. Yeah. He said it knows how to
So we understand each other.
Y'all understand each other.
Yeah. Man, what about you?
Oh man, I got I'm doing a little bourbon over here, so I got a little bourbon, a little splash of Coke going on over here. Fistful of bourbon. I don't know much about the bourbon. I just know I drink it sometimes. This is wine and wellness, but we get into something a little harder every now and then. Don't judge us, folks. We just human. We just men out here trying to understand each other.
Trying to make it happen.
Exactly.
But I know one thing you know a lot about is the wine.
I do. I know a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. He introduced me to some things, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Right.
I think going back to the men and people in general, let's meet up and talk.
We need to. And that brings us to another point in this podcast. Everybody, y'all following along? So let's get to what do men talk about? What do men talk about?
Everything.
Yeah. So a couple things I know men talk about. This is just on the surface stuff.
Come on with it.
They talk about sports.
That's right.
They will have a sports conversation. What about them Bulldogs?
We'll talk about it all day.
That's right. They talk about women. We'll have a conversation about a woman.
Yes.
We'll have a conversation about what's going on with women, going on, whether it's their relationship, something going on with them, or women out here in the entertainment center. We'll talk about that.
Shout out to the women.
That's it. Shout them out.
To the women. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. God outdid himself when he created a woman.
There you go. Now see, that's that Casanova thing.
Yeah, he outdid himself when he talk about when we talk about these women.
Right.
That's another topic though.
It is. It is. Men also talk about cars. We'll talk about our car. We'll fix it up. Some men say my car is my woman.
That's true.
You know, they'll just go that far to say that. And then they'll talk about the job.
That's right.
You know, whether they feeling good about the job or whether they hate the job.
That's right.
It'll come up. They'll talk about that. And then they'll talk about money. Now, all these things are surface things, really. You got to go a little deeper, you know, because there may be some issues in there. It may be some issues in there with the women. It may be some issues in there with the job. It may be some issues in there with the money. It's always the issues in there with the money. Ain't nobody got enough of it.
Hey, that's right.
So we gotta delve in. We gotta get a little deeper in there, you know. But that's just all a part of it.
And women have to be, you know, women have their women time.
Yeah,
they know how to get away.
They do.
They know how to meet up with each other and have mimosas. Mm-hmm. They know how to say, we're going to brunch. We're going to get us some laughs.
Yeah,
man, we got to do better.
Yeah,
we get so caught up in focusing on the next move, focusing on life itself instead of living in the present. You live in the future so much that you can't even enjoy the present. So focus on the present and allow the future moves to be made off the moves you're making in the present.
Man, y'all better listen to them.
That's important, you know, in order to survive, because you don't want to just exist.
Right.
You want to live, and you work so hard, you know, speaking on the finance tip, you work so hard, you're not even paying yourself. Or the kids need this, you know, the wife needs this, this bill is due, this is due. Man, take $15 out. Man. And you can have 2 nice drinks at Casks and Flights. You feel me? Huh? You have 2 nice drinks at Casks and Flights. I'm telling you.
$15 will get you 2 nice drinks.
Hey, it'll get you 2 nice drinks, but don't forget the tip. Hey. Okay? 'Cause I think we forgetting about the tip a lot. You know, people work for a living.
They do.
You know, so if you're going to go out and have a good time, then be able to afford the tip too.
That's it. That's it.
Come on.
Then, you know, so let's talk about how do you, after you bottled up, you may have had a talk or a long day, you need to do something. How do you de-stress? How do you come down off of that? If you, let's say you need to think, but you just, man, I'm just tired of it. I don't want to talk about it no more. I just need to change my mind, change the way I think. What do you do? What kind of activities? What can you do?
Well, if somebody's in your environment, first thing we need to do is communicate that I'm not in a space to converse.
There you go.
That way they'll know where you are. Now, if they don't respect that, then that can be a trigger, you know, because I feel everybody needs their time.
That's right.
Whether you go out there on the porch, you know, I got the great people in Pensacola that are cycling right now. Whether you go sit on the toilet and play with your phone for 10, 15 minutes.
Let them feet go numb.
You feel me?
Oh, man.
Oh, man, it's time to get up, you know. Whatever it is, just stamp it as your time and make sure the people around you know that that's your time, that you need to be the best version of you that you can be, period.
That's it.
That's where it starts at. But cycling for me.
Yeah. I go to the gym. Like I say, it's the gym for me. I go in the mornings. You know, it helps me. It actually fires me up a little bit. You know, it gets my heart rate going and stuff like that, so I can kind of go through the day.
That's where all the energy come from, huh?
Oh, man. Yeah, between that and a little bit of pre-workout I take, it takes me there. It really does. I mean, but some people, they meditate. Some people do a little meditation. Some people do exercise. Some people change their environment.
That's true.
Some people pray. Praying always helps. And then some people, they express their feelings to others, and then they done with it. They give it up. You know, like they say, what is the saying? Oh my goodness, what is the saying where you give it up? I can't even remember now.
I don't know. We'll just say let it go.
Let it go. There it is. You just let it go.
Yep.
You just let it go.
Yeah. Speaking on that, on the praying, I do want to give a shout out to Larry. You know, what y'all are doing. When's the next wine and wellness?
Yeah. Okay. So wine and wellness. The last one, we just had one Saturday.
Okay.
We just had one Saturday. That was with Chris and LB. We come in here and we eat afterwards. We drink. We just kind of just have a good time after. We just kind of decompress after being out there working out. And they take them through a little something. Not nothing too heavy. Y'all don't be scared. Come on out to the wine and wellness. Man, our next one though is the yoga edition.
Nice.
So a friend of mine, Ayana, she was on the first podcast. She's a nice young lady. She does yoga. So I invited her to come out and teach her yoga wine and wellness. So that wine and wellness actually take place in Casks and Flights. We'll move all this stuff around.
Nice.
And we'll put some mats out, you know, and we'll just kind of wine and wellness, and then we'll eat and we'll sip on some wine and stuff afterwards.
Listen,
but
let me tell you about yoga.
Okay.
And it's a good thing, man, for the ones who don't like to really get out there and physically work to get the sweat. Yoga is going to get you that sweat that you need. We all need that sweat.
Definitely.
So for the ones who are not workout prone, you know, do a little yoga. It can help you with the mind. It's definitely going to help you with your body. It's definitely going to get you some sweat out. Yeah.
I can attest to that. I am a living witness of yoga. Maybe about 5-6 years ago, started doing yoga.
Yeah. Never
sweated like I sweated during yoga in my life. I was like, I'm just holding poses, but you know, it was that part. It was the holding of the poses that had my whole puddle around me. But I kept going, and you know, it stretched me out. I was, you know, mentally, I was a little bit better too. You know, I understood my workouts a little better. It gave me, it was a break away from the heavy weights that I needed.
Nice. So your life situations helps your creativity side.
Yeah.
Especially with the wine and wellness. Like I was saying earlier about Larry, and I was speaking earlier on the podcast when I said, you know, surround yourself around the right people. You know, I've had some encounters with Larry where he was working.
Yeah.
Yet praying for me at the same time.
Man, Larry's a good dude, man.
Different feeling. You know what I'm saying? And genuinely wants to see people win.
Right.
Definitely a hard worker.
Yeah.
So, you know, just big shout out. I like to give people their flowers, you know, while they're here. You know,
absolutely.
You can really learn from a brother on the side of you. One word out of a conversation can change your life.
That's it.
We just got to talk.
We just got to talk. We just got to have that conversation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now we do have another wine and wellness. You want to talk about it? You want me to say something about it?
Man, I think it's gonna be a beautiful collab. I'm big on cycling and what it's done for me. These last 3 years have been very interesting. They've changed my life and changed me into the person that I am today. But cycling, I didn't start taking it serious until 2021. When I first got a bike, you know, I go to Walmart. I ain't knocking Walmart and the Walmart bikers, you know, but you're going to have to get a lot of work done to if you're going to put it on the road the way that I like to get on the road. So, you know, I finally bought a real bicycle this time, you know, that can get me moving. And it changed my life on the pedaling, on learning how to switch gears. So we're switching gears down here at Casks and Flights, and we're going to be doing wine and wellness with cycling. And just want to encourage everybody to come, encourage everybody to evolve.
There you go. Cycling is big. You know, with the pandemic showed us that. I mean, bikes was selling out the store. They couldn't keep inventory in on bicycles. I mean, everybody was on a bike. I mean, the pandemic taught us a lot of things about getting out there and making your own craft on whatever it is that you want to do. But he right. We're gonna have a wine and wellness bicycle edition. So look for that coming up real soon. Man, we looking at a good time with this thing, man. And I never knew you listening and talking on a podcast and just how the time just goes by.
That's true.
It really does go by. So we're not going to spend a whole lot much more time, but it is one more thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is men. And how do you let your emotions out? What I want to say is, when was the last time you had a cry? When was the last time you cried, and without it being a death in the family or something like that, you just actually just felt that emotion? You may not have boo-hoo cried. Like, you ain't got to get ugly. Or do an ugly cry.
But a cry is a cry.
But a cry is a cry. You know, you ain't watching a movie. You know, some movies can make you tear up and stuff like that. But you know, you just sit back and you're like, man, you know, either it was a happy cry, like let's say you was overjoyed about something. That's a good emotion to have. That you can let tears out for that.
That's right.
Or it was something that you just felt like, you know, it's like, man, you know, I don't know if this is gonna work, or any kind of pain.
Okay, so I started therapy with someone for someone else who I felt like our relationship depended on it. And it turned around and changed my life. I went home and told my wife about it, man, and she was like, you know, that was good.
Yeah.
And the twist was, while we were sitting on the couch, my therapist wanted to telling me about me, just off of listening to the conversation that me and this other individual were having. And when she went to telling me about me and how us men hold a lot in our chest, so she said that creates heart attacks.
Oh.
She said, sometimes you feel it in your stomach, don't you? I said, I do. She said, that creates ulcers. She said, you men hold so much in to where it breaks you down. Now, here are the things that I tell the men that I'm encountered with. Yet a woman is telling me this. And it hit different. Hearing it from a woman who understood just off of listening to me in one session. And as she poured into me, them tears poured out of me.
Oh.
And
she got them out.
She got them out, man. She hopped up. She said, oh, you know, got me a tissue. And I'm looking like, man, what is going on here? And that wasn't the only time. I want to say the third session, you know, I end up breaking down again. So that's...
No, that's it.
That's it. You know, and it can happen around brothers as well.
Right.
You know, riding bikes, actually, after we get our breakdown session, because don't talk to me while I'm riding my bike. You know, I got my music in, or I got a podcast in.
Right.
And I'm focused and I'm pushing.
Yeah.
But as we wind down, yeah, I noticed I said wind down, right?
That's segue.
As we wind down, we start conversing with one another, opening up more about us as individuals or what we may go through.
Right.
And it helps, it encourages, and it boosts the day. So kudos to you for being able to go to the gym in the morning, because there's something about a workout in the morning that gets your blood flowing, that gets your energy level up.
That's true.
Try it. And you're going to hurt the first 3, 4 days, 5 days, even the first week, and it's going to discourage you.
Yeah.
But keep going. Don't worry about John being able to do 10 miles. You do your 1 mile. And be proud of that. We can't go in everybody else's lane. We can only focus on our lane. So if your lane is 1 mile, next week go for 1.2 and work your way up slowly. We got to be able to do our own thing, man. I can't be jealous of John hitting 10 miles and I go out there and get a whole crab and fall out. You know, I got to be able to do me. Right. But it starts with conversation.
It does. It really does, man. And man, we touched on a lot of stuff.
Part 2. We gotta bring it back.
We gotta bring it back.
I want to tap into some finances, man. Because that's a strain on the man too.
Oh goodness, we said money is, that's a whole podcast in itself.
That's it.
With a man, goodness. But Antonio, man, I just want to say thank you, brother.
Right on.
Thank you, man.
Right on.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. You know, talking to us about men's health. You touched on a lot of stuff today, and I just want every man, you know, just listen to it. If you can take whatever you can take from this podcast, just take it. Know it was genuine. Know it came from two brothers just like you, And it's just not, bro. It's anybody, any man that's out there. It came from two men, just like me and him, and we gave it to you. We opened up a little bit. So if it makes you easy, it makes it easier for you to open up. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody about what you're going through. Talk to somebody about things that have happened in your life. Talk to somebody about where you want to be in life. You know, just make it easy. Make that dialogue, make that conversation happen.
Easy, just speak.
That's it. Just open your mouth.
A brother walk past, hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
You know, catch them off guard. And I do want to say this real quick. Fellas, each day is a new day. So no matter what you may have went through the night before, once you go to sleep and God grants you the blessing of opening your eyes, that day is a new day. Take advantage of that day. Don't look too far back and move forward. No matter how perfect you try to be, you will not be perfect. Be okay with being imperfect. Be okay with not being as far as you want to be, but be motivated to go the distance to where you need to be.
There it is.
And connect with a good brother, man.
Yeah.
Eat right if you can.
Man, hold that glass up, bro. We're gonna say goodnight to him right here. Y'all be careful, be safe. Wine and Wellness Podcast.